Comfort is the only thing that can destroy you while feeling like a reward. Nothing is wrong with your life. That is the strangest part. That is what makes this so hard to talk about. You are not in crisis. Nothing has collapsed. Nobody is coming for you. By every measure that anyone can see, you are fine. And still, there is something. A low hum underneath the days, a flatness you cannot point at, a sense when the room goes quiet that you are not becoming the man you were supposed to become, that something is slipping very slowly, and you cannot name the thief. So you look for what's wrong, and you find nothing, because nothing is wrong, and that is exactly the problem. Because the thing eroding you is not a catastrophe. It is not a tragedy. It will never announce itself, never fight you, never give you the dignity of an enemy you can face. It is comfort, and comfort does not attack you. That is precisely why it wins. So here are 5 signs, not of a life going badly, of a life going soft. And I want you to be honest with yourself, because at least one of these is going to land somewhere uncomfortable. Stay with me. The last one is the one that will keep you up tonight. Let's begin with the one you cannot explain to anyone. You have the things, not everything, but enough. The job, the flat, the meals, the entertainment, the endless warm distraction available on a rectangle in your pocket at all times, and you are not happy. And worse, you feel guilty about not being happy because you can't justify it. What right do you have? Men have starved. Men have gone to war. You have Netflix and a duvet, so you assume something is broken in you. Nothing is broken in you. You are experiencing something extremely specific and extremely modern. You are a creature built to struggle that has been placed in an environment with nothing to struggle against. The dissatisfaction is not a malfunction. It is a signal. It is the part of you that was designed to be tested, sitting in a padded room, wondering where the work went. Seneca saw it in Rome 2,000 years ago. Men with everything who could not sleep. He said, "No one is more unhappy than the man who has never faced adversity, for he has never been permitted to prove what he is." That flat, nameless hum, that is not depression. That is a capability that has never been used. Here is one you will not have noticed, because it happened by subtraction. When was the last time you did something you might be bad at? Not something difficult that you're already good at, something where you were genuinely, visibly, embarrassingly incompetent in front of people. For most men past a certain age, the honest answer is years. And here is how it happened. It was never a decision. You never said, "I will stop growing." You simply, one small choice at a time, began selecting only the rooms where you already know the answer. You stopped putting your hand up. You stopped taking the class. You stopped joining the thing where you'd be the worst in the room, because being the worst in the room is uncomfortable, and so your world contracted, gently, invisibly, one avoided humiliation at a time, until it now contains only what you can already do. That is not a life. That is a holding pattern with good lighting. The size of your life is exactly the size of the discomfort you're willing to walk into. And yours has been getting smaller for years. Watch yourself for a single day and you will see it. The Wi-Fi drops for 90 seconds and you feel actual physical distress. You are mildly hungry and it becomes the main event of the afternoon. Someone is slightly curt with you in an email and it ruins 4 hours. You have to wait without your phone for 11 minutes, and you find it almost unbearable. Now here is the thing that should genuinely alarm you. There is nothing wrong with the Wi-Fi, the hunger, the email, or the 11 minutes. There is something wrong with the threshold. Because discomfort tolerance is not fixed. It is a scale that recalibrates. Remove hardship from a life, and the mind does not simply enjoy the peace. It rescales. And it will find something to treat as the new worst thing. If your hardest daily challenge is a slow lift, then a slow lift will feel like suffering. Your nervous system does not care about the objective size of the problem. It only knows the biggest thing in the current range, which means comfort has not made your life easier. It has made small things feel enormous. You have not become more sensitive. You have become untested, and an untested man has no idea what he can actually take, so everything feels like too much. This one is the most flattering, which is what makes it the most dangerous. You have the plan. You have researched it thoroughly. You have the gear, the notes, the perfect start date. Monday, the new year, after this busy period. Once things settle down, you are nearly ready. You have been nearly ready for 2 years. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Preparation has become your favorite place to hide. Because preparation feels like progress. It gives you the sensation of movement with none of the risk of failure. You can research forever and never once be bad at anything. The hard thing is not the planning. The hard thing is the first ugly, incompetent, humiliating attempt. And some deep part of you knows that and keeps you safely in the preparing. Comfort is clever. It does not tell you don't do it. You'd notice that. You'd fight it. It tells you, do it later, do it properly, do it when you're ready. And when you're ready is a date that does not exist in any calendar ever printed. And here is the last one. The one I suspect you already knew was coming. Think back, honestly. When was the last time you felt genuine, quiet, unshowable pride in yourself? Not pleased, not entertained, not content, proud. That specific private feeling of, I did not think I could do that, and I did it anyway. For a lot of men, you have to go back years to find it. Some have to go back to school, and that fact should not be treated as a curiosity. It should stop you cold, because here is why it has been so long, and it is not a coincidence, and it is not bad luck. Pride has a price. It can only be bought with difficulty. There is no other currency. You cannot buy it, download it, scroll to it, or be given it. It is issued by exactly one authority, the part of you that watched you do something hard and did not quit, and you have not given that part of you anything to witness in a very long time. Comfort did not just take your challenges, it took the only thing that could ever have made you respect yourself. And if you think any of this is metaphor, soft philosophy, motivational language, then let me tell you what happened when scientists tested it directly. In the 1990s, researchers built an enormous sealed dome called Biosphere 2, a perfect, self-contained world, controlled temperature, ideal light, precisely balanced nutrients, water on demand, and inside they grew trees. The conditions were flawless, better than anything the trees could have found in the wild, and they responded exactly as you'd expect. They grew faster than trees outside, taller, lusher, thriving by every measure the scientists were tracking. And then, before they reached maturity, the trees began to collapse. They fell over under their own weight, because the engineers had built a perfect world and left one thing out: wind. In the real world, a tree is pushed constantly, and each time it bends, it responds by laying down denser, tougher fiber in the stressed parts, what's called reaction wood. That is what allows a tree to stand, not the sunlight, not the water, the resistance. No wind, no stress wood, no structure. The trees in that dome were not weak because they lacked something. They were weak because they had been given everything. Sit with that, because you are living in the dome, climate-controlled, well-fed, endlessly entertained, never seriously pushed, growing fast, in perfect conditions, and quietly, structurally, unable to stand. So here is what the 5 signs are actually telling you. Comfort is not the reward for a life well lived. It is the environment in which capability quietly dies, and it will never feel like an enemy. That is its entire genius. Suffering announces itself. You can brace against it, fight it, grow from it. Comfort just gives you what you asked for, day after day, until there is nothing left of you that can do anything hard. It is the only force that destroys a man by agreeing with him. Every instinct you have says, reduce friction, avoid difficulty, take the easier path, stay warm. And every one of those instincts, followed consistently for 10 years, produces a man who cannot stand up in wind, which means you have a choice that nobody is going to force on you, because nothing is coming. That is the horror of your situation and the whole point of this video. No crisis is going to arrive and forge you. No war, no catastrophe, no fire. You will simply be comfortable until you are done, unless you introduce the wind, voluntarily, deliberately, before life does it for you. And that is the only real difference between the men who are quietly dissolving and the men who are quietly being built. Not talent, not luck. One of them chose the hard thing that was never required of him. So tomorrow, nothing will be wrong. The Wi-Fi will work, the food will be warm, the feed will be endless. Nobody will demand anything of you that you cannot easily give. And that will be the most dangerous day of your life, because it will look exactly like all the others. So do one thing that costs you something. Not a system, not a plan, not a new year. One hard thing today. The cold shower, the difficult conversation, the workout you'll hate, the first ugly attempt at the thing you've been getting ready for since 2023. Not because it will change your life, because it will remind you that you are still capable of doing something you do not feel like doing, and that capability is the only thing standing between you and the man in the dome. The wind is not your enemy. The wind is the only reason anything has ever been able to stand, so go and find some.